Hey, everybody, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zan. I'm joined by the king of tum-tums, Rich Sambulian.
Ouch, my tum-tum.
You know what's really good? Tum Yum.
Oh, what's Tum Yum?
Tum Yum.
What's that?
It's a Thai soup.
Oh, yeah?
Delicious. It's like a nice, fresh, spicy soup.
I will admit this, I do have a good palate. I don't have much of a palate for Asian food because I usually just get Korean or Chinese. So I don't really explore.
You don't explore.
I don't really explore, yeah. That's like the one thing, a couple of things that I don't really have a palate for. Everything else, like, you know, I'll know it's good, but if you're like, I'm getting Chinese food, what do you want? I would just be like, dumplings, egg rolls. That's it. That's like the equivalent of chicken fingies.
Man, busy week in the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
We had SummerSlam last weekend. I thought it was a fun show. We spoke about it on Beyond the Bell.
Yeah.
Fun show. Mm-hmm. Was it a 5-star? Did Dave give his star rating for that show?
It's on your rundown.
It's on my rundown. Awesome. That is very helpful.
Look at that. MJ.
That is very helpful. You want to start off? We got a lot to get to.
Let's do it. First of all, Don99 from Back to 3000, as always, friend of the show. Happy Friday, my G's. Geek, do the Pee-wee dance.
Oh, do you dance?
You know the Pee-wee dance, right? This thing?
Do it.
This one?
What is happening?
Okay, that's all
do
you
know?
get.
You know, if you were in England, they would have come to your house by now.
You look like a guy that's poorly trying to explain that you came from the future to stop a catastrophe. That's what I got those hand motions as. You're like, no, stop. Oh no, the thing's gonna crash. It's gonna stop. Just stop.
The bomb. We gotta stop it.
And then you get zapped right back to the future because you failed.
He's like Bishop, dude. He just keeps getting Cable. He's like Cable. He keeps getting zapped
I have
back.
no idea what dance that was, guys. That was just.
You know what? That made my day. Now someone needs to turn that into a GIF.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan. Yeah. And upload that to all the GIF servers so we can have that everywhere.
All the GIF servers.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Back to 3000, as always. Chef's kiss. R.I.P. Kevin Sullivan. Sorry to bring it down, guys. R.I.P. Kevin Sullivan, legendary wrestler and booker, passes away at 74. Legendary career.
Yeah. I mean, he was a monster in Florida. Devil worshiper.
Yes.
Satanist.
Quote unquote.
A Satanist. Small guy.
Yeah.
Little guy. Not a big guy. And he was able to have this remarkable career.
Held the book in WCW.
Mind.
Great mind for the business.
Yeah.
Also, he was always trying to tell Hogan to turn heel.
Was he?
Yeah, that was one of his things where he was just like, you have to do it.
Never met a man with such a Boston accent.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, it did, you know, he was a devil. He was a devil, right? He was a Satanist.
He was like...
But he had that heavy Boston accent. I can't even do a Boston, but it was so wild to hear that voice come out of that man, that Satanist.
He was like the king of the spookies. Like, I fondly remember, like, all that stuff he did in WCW with, like, the Mummy and all that shit was, like, it was delicious. It was delicious. And the Yeti.
The Yeti.
This guy had a mummy, bro.
Yeah, Kevin Sullivan. There's a number of, if you want to just like deep dive a little into Kevin Sullivan, he did a bunch of shoot interviews in the 90s.
Yeah.
I would recommend, like the ones with Sean Oliver, I would really recommend listening to it.
Yeah.
Now listen, it's a wrestler telling his interpretation of what happened. So I always give that little disclaimer, but just fascinating mind hearing him talk, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really interesting.
What else we got here? NXT is going on the road to kick off its move to the CW. The launch on the launch on CW happens in Chicago
at the Allstate Arena.
The Allstate Arena on October 1st. CM Punk will be there, and guess what? October 8th show, St. Louis. Who's the big St. Louis? Randy Orton.
Yeah,
and this will go directly against AEW's Title Tuesday show.
Oh, man. Yeah, very interesting. Listen, I don't think they're going to be touring all the time, but what a way to start it off on the CW. Jonathan, you mentioned that you saw it on the CW app?
Yeah, saw it would be the best way to describe it on air. But Yeah, so on the CW app, they're starting to load up the NXT archive. So if you download the CW app on whatever platform you have, they're not like full shows. They're those like 5-minute like preview clips.
Yeah.
They're starting to build out the whole library.
It's the trailer.
It's
Interesting.
Yeah, it's live, so you can go check it out. And they have like a lot of videos up there. Like there were a handful. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious what they will do on CW. What kind of numbers? I don't think the network versus cable is going to matter that much because it's the CW. You're not talking about, Fox or NBC, but I do think they're going to get a bump. I don't know how much of a bump they'll get.
I think they'll get a bump. I do feel like in the last 15 years, CW has really been kicking it to the teen market.
It has been.
Yeah.
And that is what they are aiming for.
With
that
the
is what this
DC
company wants.
shows and
Well,
like
they're rebranding
Supernatural
the sports.
reruns.
What's their big show now?
I don't
Do
know.
they have anything?
I want to say it's probably reruns of Supernatural because that thing is on like all day.
Buffy.
Yeah, well, they're
Buffy.
rebranding the sports.
the big thing on
Okay.
CW right now is that All American show that's ending. But that's about to end. They did have the superhero. They're doing the All-American. But, yeah, they are trying to get heavy into sports because they have the Live Golf that's home to CW.
Interesting.
And
You
the
have
ACC,
college
right?
football that the ACC's going to CW. Now you have NXT. So they are trying to expand it. But then you also have your local news in that 4 to 7 time slot and then your 10 to 11 time slot depending on the area. So there's a lot going on the CW.
They dropped the ball with those superhero shows, though.
So I was not a Smallville fan.
Well, after Smallville, I never liked Smallville either.
Yeah, I never liked Smallville. Which one? You talking about Arrow?
Arrow was great.
Yeah.
Dropped the ball. Flash was great. Dropped the ball.
Yeah.
They canceled a couple of things before they got running. I loved Legends of Tomorrow. I thought Legends of Tomorrow was a lot of fun. That was like the time travel show.
Yeah.
And they had Stargirl, and I believe they're wrapping up Superman and Lois
Interesting.
now, which I liked that first season, but
I didn't see any of it.
it's
The Batwoman show is where I kind of lost.
that's the
all-
one. Yeah.
Oh, the Batwoman show was atrocious. Yeah. See, he's grunting already. But he also does that when he gets worked up.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, it's like an alcoholic. Like
Yeah.
you drink when you're happy, you drink when you're sad.
yeah.
He grunts when he's happy, he grunts when he's sad.
So we'll see what happens. Interesting though. Those two shows are going to be really big, and then what are they going to do? They're going to go back to the small building. I think we'll see more of them touring. It depends though. It's going to really depend.
You think you'll get more of the NXT zone?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to get more of the NXT zone, but I think we're going to get more of whatever else they're doing.
You know what I would like? I wouldn't mind like if they hit New York and they went to that Garden Theater. That would be fun. If they could set it up for TV.
For NXT.
Yeah, for NXT.
Oh, that was. You know what? I'm curious how they would do that building.
Yeah.
Because it's a stage more than
Right.
anything else. Yeah, maybe they could do it. I think they should do unique, smaller buildings. That'd be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
As per Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer radio show, Kenny Omega is improving, and we could see him, and he could be getting close to returning. Dave is anticipating by the end of the year. This is after, actually, Kota Ibushi tweeted that he's coming back to AEW with Kenny Omega.
Listen.
That Ibushi run was weird.
Yeah,
Something was weird about that whole thing.
I don't want to say what is and what isn't, but from a fan's perspective, it felt, and we've loved this guy for ages. From a fan's perspective, it felt like maybe he wasn't 100% ready to come back.
I don't think he was 100% ready. And I think the way he came back, it was very all over the place.
Well, he had that speedball match, which was fun.
But that wasn't for AEW.
No, that was his first return match after whatever happened. He had that speedball Mike Bailey match, which was a lot of fun, and everybody was so happy to see him. And then I think right after that is when he
did Blood and Guts.
He was introduced back into AEW.
Yeah, he did Blood and Guts, and then I think that was it.
Hopefully now, man, like the guy's doing all right.
Yeah, hopefully. He's such a talent, too.
Yeah.
Such a talent. Yeah, I want to see Kenny back, and I think that'd be a great addition to that company.
Yeah.
It just improves their television more.
Yeah.
And we never got Kenny, like, it's interesting, right? Because, we never got the Kenny Omega. We got pieces of it. Like, we got moments of it, but we never got that Kenny Omega. And we have yet to see Okada do anything.
I think I forgot the match.
He's done nothing.
I forgot that. Well, I'm okay with Okada doing nothing because he looks like he's having fun.
Yeah.
I think we got that Kenny on one match specifically, and I forgot what match it was. It may have been on Dynamite, and I remember a couple of Fairweather wrestling fans I know were like, "Yo, I didn't believe the hype about this guy," and then I watched that match and was blown away.
Kenny.
And I'm trying to remember what match it was. Like, he went full New Japan Kenny.
Oh, he's done it a couple times.
Yeah.
I mean, even that garbage match he had with Joey Janela was incredible.
Yeah.
It was like unbelievable, that match. Very talented guy. Will be very good for that company.
Oh, I'm excited
for him
for
to
it.
come back.
I'm very excited. That rounds out the roster.
Yeah.
You know, get a healthy Kenny, get a healthy Adam Cole, get a healthy Jamie Hayter, and whoever's missing that's injured.
Yeah. Earnings call, TKO.
Numbers.
Overall company revenue increased to $851.2 million thanks to big quarters from WWE, $456.8 million, and UFC did $394.4 million, up from $629 million. That is incredible.
That's an
in the
insane
first
number.
quarter.
Yeah.
The quarterly revenue increased by $46.5 million by WWE. It was driven by increases in live event revenue, which obviously we've seen that.
Oh,
the
yeah.
attendance is still holding tight for over a year now. Media rights and content revenue. Mark Shapiro said, "Don't underestimate the Netflix play in growing WWE worldwide, in that it's all about discovery and new viewers due to WWE being featured on the homepage when viewers log in." That will be a big part. I'm just curious what that means. Interesting, he said international, worldwide. He didn't say, North American.
Yeah.
So already you could see that number that they're going to throw out there when that first Netflix show happens, and they say 11.5 million people worldwide tuned into the first Monday Night Raw on Netflix. That is what's going to be in play here.
Yeah.
And that's important. It's all optics. Look like you're a big deal. Look like you're a bigger deal.
Now, what would be and I'm asking you because you're a numbers guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this. Andrew's a numbers
Yeah.
guy. I am not. I fall asleep. I'm very close to falling asleep. For you as a numbers guy, what would be an optimal number? Like, okay, we jumped over the hurdle. This is the number we got.
Yeah.
And what would be an astronomical number that they could achieve?
Well, it depends on how they're measuring, right? If they're measuring live, like
You're tuning in live.
P2,
Yeah.
live P2 plus, right? Tuning in live. North American, or are we doing global?
Let's do North American and global. So
I
there's
think
350 million people in America.
I think that first one will do 2.5 million. I'm just saying, like, I'm being very conservative.
Okay.
2.5 million would be a strong live number.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. It is not linear. It's not even on the same thing. You got to now log into something new. It's people conditioning.
Okay.
It's people patterns, people habits. So if you could get 2 to 2.5 million people to tune in there, that would be great. Also, you have to remember, these PLEs are doing well over 1 million views each one on Peacock.
Right.
WrestleMania is doing 4 million plus on Peacock. What can Netflix do? I don't know. And I don't know if we're ever going to get real actual numbers. Because Netflix is its own thing. They may hide behind global numbers. They may do DVR +3.
Yeah.
+3 from the time of live. So, yeah, that's going to really be a big number.
I think globally it's going to rock.
Globally, it's going to be an astronomical number. I don't know what that number is going to be, but it's going to be huge.
Do you think it would
globally.
break? Do you think it would break 1 billion?
No way. No.
1 out of 6 people on the planet are watching wrestling.
No. No. I think they'll probably gloat like 8 to 9 million people tuned in.
Okay.
I think they'll do something, and then you'll have to kind of decrypt that number.
Sure.
What does House of the Dragon do? That's a good question.
I wouldn't know.
MG, pull that up. House of the Dragon season 2 viewership.
The last of appointment television.
Got it.
Technically, right?
Yo, did you watch you didn't watch the finale?
No.
I liked it.
I'm very behind.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I'm really into Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Like, out of all the nerdy shit I like, I'm really into Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I'm like doing all these stuff.
Got
Like,
dragons, dude.
I don't even care about the dragons. The dragons don't even matter to me. I don't. That's the least. I watch for the incest within the Targaryens, and No, you know what I like? I like the politics.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I want. I don't care for the dragon. The battles are cool. This season, very nice. I liked it. A lot of macabre this season.
You know how?
Don't fall asleep on a weirwood tree.
You know how George R. Martin came up with the idea for Game of Thrones?
Oh,
he had a turtle. This is legit. He had a turtle tank, and with like 8 or 9 turtles, and then he would start thinking of like, oh, what if they started to betray each other? And that was like the impetus.
He's weird. He's a weird dude.
I saw him.
Can you finish that The Winds of Winter?
I don't think he's doing it. He loves football.
Is that his thing now?
Yeah,
He's all about football now.
He stopped writing during football season, which is insane and legit.
But he hasn't put out a new book in 11 years.
I went to a talk with him and Neil Gaiman a couple of years ago, and it was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life up close, because you kind of see like how funny George R. R. Martin is, and what a nutty guy he is at the same time. You know, like this guy's a genius, and he's like,
well, I mean, some of the stuff that he writes, you got to be really out there, right?
He's like, I don't know what to tell you.
A lot of kissing cousins.
A lot of kissing
cousins. And that makes you wonder, that makes you think.
Why? He also had a hand in writing Elden Ring, the video game. And
Did he really?
He plotted it out for the most part. And he's doing Game of Thrones adjacent shit. I think he's got like some short stories popping. It's wild.
It's a really wild story.
For you.
Yeah, okay. What's the number?
So it's down actually from season 1. It's 25 million viewers per episode.
Wow, that's
29.
You know what though? Wow. That's unbelievable.
That's big. That's huge.
That's huge, right?
That is really huge.
25 million. And here's a wild thing, right? 25 million people watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
House of the Dragon. 1.7 million watch Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you really look at this, it's not even close.
So you're saying Monday Night Raw needs more dragons and incest?
Both totally, and a lot of like weirdo blonde people.
I like
a lot of incest blondes.
Mark B in the chat room. Quote, I don't like dragons, I like incest. Andrew's airing in 2024.
No, I did not say that. I did not say that.
That's going to be, I'm going to get that Sportskeeda alert later where I'm like, oh boy. Cue Larry David music.
Dude, it's such a good show. Damon's vision at the end was perfect.
I got to catch up. It's hard.
I want to spoil it for you so bad.
Don't spoil it for me.
Yeah. And then they do a dance. It becomes a musical at the end.
They do the mamushka?
They did a mamushka, yeah.
I'm going to do that. Is Cody coming tomorrow?
Yeah. You guys are going to do it again?
Finally do the mamushka with him.
Great.
Who else is coming tomorrow?
Kyle's coming.
Great.
My father's 70th tomorrow. We're having a big party in my house. We're getting Persian food.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're catering Persian.
See, now I want to come really bad.
I know you're not coming though.
So just Kyle.
Skip the party.
The only 2 people missing is Jonathan and the crazy one.
Oh, crazy one's not coming.
She is not coming. She has another roof to climb.
At the same place.
Too hot for TV.
Too hot for TV.
I would like to put that on the record.
What happened?
We will not be at the same place. I just want to put that on the record.
We will not be at the same place. They will not be at the same place. All right, what else do we have here? Shapiro said TKO head Ari Emanuel has a big focus on festivalizing their events. Well, yeah, more day cultural events, something municipalities and cities could want to pay for. Okay, you know what? That is a
2-day SummerSlams essentially.
Yeah, 2-day SummerSlam. They will end up doing a UFC and WWE
/ thing. WWE.
Oh yeah,
they will do a weekend like that. I mean, it makes all the sense, and logistically, it makes all the sense.
Tag team match: Conor McGregor and Sheamus versus who?
Conor McGregor and Sheamus versus. I had a good one. I'm not going to say it.
You know who I really like that I think would fit perfectly in WWE?
Who?
Patty the Batty.
No, he's done. Patty's done.
I like Patty.
Nobody cares for him anymore.
I like Patty.
Patty's done. He was great last year. He's over now.
Didn't he win over the weekend?
Nobody cares for him.
Why?
I don't know. Nobody cares about
happened?
Patty. I don't know.
What
he
happened
said
to
something.
Patty? Did he?
I think he said something. I think he said something.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what he did.
I'm not that in touch with what this guy said.
Backtrack.
Did he really say something?
No, I have no idea. I don't know. Judge denied Vince McMahon. Talking about backtracking. Judge denies Vince McMahon motion to enforce stay order in Janelle. You know, this man ruined a great bit that we had. We used to do the Vince stuff all the time. Remember?
Yeah.
The treehouse stuff. He was overly horny.
Oh my god.
We would do all those bits.
Who knew that they would come true?
Who knew they would come true? And then the Velveteen Dream stuff. We would do Enchante, which was exactly that, and we can't do that either.
Maybe we've been wrong.
Do you think I am the third-eyed raven? I've just been having these visions of terrible conduct from these people.
I'm gonna turn this into a bit.
Listen, French Tony Khan, he's in France, or he was in France. Actually, we may get a call from him later. We may get a call
I'll
from him.
step out for a cigarette.
Yeah, you gotta leave. Yeah, I know you can't stand that guy. Warner Brothers Discovery to overhaul True TV with sports. No word on how this could affect AEW, but if you are trying to spread your product on other properties, this would be where you could put Ring of Honor, and it really wouldn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Now, this is not a total overhaul, MG, right? This is just prime time.
I read into it a little more, and it sounds like they're just going to go to sports more in the evenings.
In the evenings, yeah. And that's fine.
Yeah. Mm.
And that's great. And, they're realizing first-round content.
Very similar to what CW is doing. Kind of the same.
Yeah, and this is the end of linear television, boys and girls.
Do you think so?
This is the beginning of the end because everybody's now reverting back to what was the only thing that really drew money, and that was live first-run sports. Network television, how many times you gonna do Law and Order? How many? Really, if you really think about network television, it's Law and Order.
Yeah,
it's SVU
Big
dominates,
Bang
right? No. I'm saying first run, not syndication. Law and Order for NBC. Blue Bloods.
Suits.
Suits is not on network. As soon as what does ABC have? Does ABC have anything?
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, all the reality shows like The Voice, like those.
I hate those.
That's on NBC.
But they're big.
Oh, the big singer, the Masked Singer.
Yeah.
The biggest thing on ABC is probably like Abbott Elementary.
I have no idea.
That's a good show.
Sitcoms.
That's a good show.
I don't watch Shark Tank.
I like Shark Tank actually.
Yeah. Shark Tank. That's another one.
We should take the show to Shark Tank and see if Mark Cuban wants to invest in us.
No, they're gonna pass.
Who's French Tony Khan? Pass.
Internal belief within AEW is that the Lucha Bros are leaving for WWE, and the same for Ricky Starks.
Yeah, listen.
A lot of people think he's done.
Two things that we've mentioned in the past.
Yeah.
Lucha Bros going to NXT, boom, tag team titles. Ricky Starks going to NXT, banger of matches with Ethan Page. Ricky Starks.
Man, you know what? I would put Ricky there.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
And it's not a step down. It's not a demotion.
Not a step down.
People, I know we're in that state of fandom where you want to see everybody hold the fucking world title. But listen, it's not a demotion if these guys go down to NXT and fucking rock that show because they're also veterans. They will help that young crowd. And they'll get moved to the main roster faster.
Yeah, listen, Ethan Page has been doing this a while, and Ricky's been around for quite some time, and he's a tremendous talent. It just you got to be at the right place at the right time, and you could be the right guy. But if those two other things don't happen, then it doesn't happen. I'm curious how he evolves more, Ricky, than the Lucha Bros, because they have their gimmick. But like for someone like Ricky, how does he evolve? I hope he stops doing this.
I don't mind that.
What is that?
I like that.
Why?
He's from...
Who is he? Liza Minnelli?
He's from New Orleans.
He's doing a Liza.
Yeah,
in Chicago.
Fine. He's okay with that. I like the top ring, the little scooting booting he's doing at the top rope.
I don't care for that pose. I also don't like the Randy Orton this.
Really? Why?
I don't like it.
Too Goldust?
Too wide. Too Goldust.
Make you uncomfortable?
Yeah, it makes me a little uncomfortable. You got a big wingspan.
Too much exposure of his nips?
Too much. He's left exposed.
Listen, this is not a demotion. These guys go there. And also, guess what? Guess what's going to happen?
Yeah.
These are all Cody guys. Right?
Yeah.
All these guys are Cody guys. I don't know about the Lucha Brothers. But you know what's going to happen in 10 years? Somebody's going to cut a promo and go, guess what? I'm a Cody guy. And that's going to be the evolution of the business. At least part of it.
Yeah. I think I could see that happening.
Yeah. Cody's got enough stroke to say, like, I think you guys should take a look at him. Take a look at Ricky. Take a look at this guy.
Tony Khan. Thank David Zaslav and WBD for having him in Paris. The future's very bright, he said. Do we get a deal in the near future? MG, I think we're getting a call.
Oh, we are. Oh, my God. Oh, my
God.
God.
Hold on. Let me pop this up. You got to go. I know.
I gotta have like 10 cigarettes.
Hello?
Hello?
Who's calling?
First of all, it is I. You know who this is. Andre, I must congratulate you and the other guy on the 500 glorious episodes.
Oh, thank you, Tony, French Tony Khan.
It is I, but in France I am just called Tony Khan.
So you were in Paris.
I live in Paris.
You live in Paris. So why was it a big deal for you to go and meet David Zaslav?
Because I don't like going out of my apartment.
Oh, is that what it is? How's the Olympics going?
It is going great. The Olympics is a lot of fun. Did you see the entire American team almost got taken out by the Joker?
No, I didn't.
Last night.
I did not see.
My cigarette. Ask me how long my cigarette is.
How long is your cigarette?
My cigarette is as long as the Joker, Niko Jokic, is tall.
Oh, okay. How long does it take you to smoke that? Is it like this? Like this long? I don't know if you could see Tony.
I'm on a telephone.
I know.
Don't understand.
You're on the telephone. You
I
don't
can't
have the
see
screen.
what you are doing.
Yeah. I'm holding a pencil.
So you had questions for me?
Yes, I have a lot of questions for you. So, any progress in this WBD deal?
All I can say is that it is coming soon.
Oh,
I
Tony.
did have great meetings.
Okay.
And also, I listen to the show very regularly. And I must tell you, you are sort of right about that picture with that man at the airport last week.
Shane McMahon.
It was not Shane McMahon.
Oh, who was it?
It was French Nick Khan.
It was French Nick Khan. Are you guys pals?
Of course. I'm pals with all the French counterparts, the American counterparts.
How about the American Nick Khan? Do we like the American Nick Khan?
Absolutely. Cool guy.
Cool guy.
Secret brother.
Oh, is that the big secret? You guys run wrestling now?
Absolutely.
I have a couple questions for you here.
Shoot.
And maybe the fans. Do you want to take some questions from the sickos? How do you say sickos in French?
Les Sicos.
Les Sicos.
Les
Okay.
Sicos.
You want to take a couple questions from Les Sicos?
Absolutely.
So,
Bring it on.
Kenny Omega, Dave Meltzer. Are you a fan of Dave Meltzer? Do you like Dave?
I love Papa Dave.
I
love his big biceps.
He does have big biceps.
Big biceps.
In The Observer, he was saying how Kenny Omega is possibly returning. Is that true?
A little birdie told me it is very true. Kenny Omega is on his way back right now.
From where?
From Canada?
Oh, okay. Do you like Canada?
I love Canada. I don't care for French Canada.
You don't care for French Canada?
Not at all.
I can see that. Favorite countries?
France, number 1. Number 2, France.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, France. Number 4, France. Number 5, Florida.
Florida. Jacksonville?
I love Jacksonville. I love Michael Jacksonville too.
Here's a question. Does French Tony Khan enjoy House of the Dragon? And does he like the good dragons versus the bad dragons more?
My problem with this show is that there are 1, too many dragons.
Okay.
And number 2, not enough incest.
Not enough incest. I mean, you're French.
I am very French. Did I ever tell you that when I first started the company, I had the name A&W, but I got sued by the root beer, so I had to change it to AEW.
Oh, is that how it happened?
That how it happened.
Oh, anything else you want to tell us?
Pulling back the curtain. All these people come at me about the WB deal on the app formerly known as X.
No, currently known as X.
Currently known as X.
Yeah.
Do you know what I call that app?
What do you call it?
The pocket pussy.
Is that what you call it?
Ask me why.
Why?
Because my phone is in my pocket, and every time I check that app, another pussy opens his mouth about me.
Wow, you're getting really angry.
So mad.
You're so mad. Are you smoking a cigarette? I hear it in the back. Oh, there it is.
So mad.
What do you
Listen, I'm trying to get some in the Olympic Village.
You're trying to get some in the Olympic. How are those beds? I hear they're terrible.
I hear it is a very Caligulan orgy.
A Caligula orgy?
A Caligulan orgy of Caligulan proportions.
So are you following everything in the? What's your favorite Olympic sport?
That weird thing where they go around the circle in the bike like 80 times? I can't get enough.
Bike racing?
The Orpheum.
The Orpheum.
Atrium.
Atrium.
Somebody help me out in the audience.
Have you gone swimming in the water? I heard that it was polluted, and France did a good job at cleaning. Have you gone swimming in there?
I heard many people have taken the leak in the Seine River. I don't personally care for swimming myself. I'm more of a snorkeler. And I love the snorks.
What does French Tony Khan think of WWE leaking Fest Nationals when Collision does horrible numbers?
I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't care. I don't care about numbers.
What do you think about numbers? Yeah, what do you think about numbers?
I'm more of a smoke a long cigarette, enjoy a glass of Bordeaux, sip on some red wine, and chew on a baguette. That is what I call a day.
Are you excited for All In?
I'm very excited. I am booking the greatest card on the planet.
Is that what you're doing?
Absolutely. Everybody and their French counterparts are showing up.
Can you give me your dream match? What is a dream match French Tony Khan would want to see?
Of all time?
Of all time.
Living and dead?
Living and dead.
Do I have to own the wrestler?
No, you don't have to own them.
Pay them?
No, yeah, you don't have to own them.
Pay the wrestlers.
Yeah.
My dream match of all time, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Okay.
Versus Kazuchika Okada.
Oh,
the Rainmaker.
That's a great match.
Wouldn't you like to see that?
I would love to see that.
Or should I say the Mountie versus PCO?
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Maybe Kevin Steen, formerly Kevin Owens.
Currently
Kevin Owens. I've had too many Bordeaux today.
Oh, too many Bordeaux. I'm going to let you go.
I woke up.
Oh, yeah, more.
I sang Jumper to myself.
Oh, how can you sing it?
And then I did not step back from that ledge. I'm clearly jumping off of it. Catch me in the Olympic Village trying to get some, everybody, if you're in Paris, France today.
Is everybody should go to the Olympic Village and try to get some?
Come with me. I got some good stuff that'll make you horny.
Oh. Is that do you take any of that?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wonderful. Is it like proprietary towards France, or can you get this in the States?
This is international.
Okay.
I have my own branding.
Okay.
I've decided, after saying this for many episodes, calling in on your show, my Sacre Blue Chews are hitting the market very soon.
I can't wait for your Sacre Blue Chews.
All you need is one. They are, you know how regular Blue Chew is maybe like 10 milligrams?
Yeah.
These are 140.
Oh my gosh.
You will have the boner for at least a month.
I think that's a wonderful thing.
You can balance your wine glass on it.
Have you done that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, but I'll send you a picture one day.
Yeah, send me a picture. You can DM it to me.
My down there is very wide. It's almost shelf life.
Thank you for the call, French Tony Khan.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. That guy's weird. Rich, you back?
Wow.
Hold on. Rich.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, did you see that?
I'm back. No.
Oh.
He video called in?
No. He just called.
I missed the entire thing.
Yeah, he just called. He
nuts? What is he, a nutty guy?
He's a nutty guy, dude. He's a really nutty guy. Do you know he has 140 milligram Cialis that he's putting to market?
That's gnarly, dude.
It's gnarly.
What a nut.
That's a nutty guy. I can't believe he's a promoter. Thank you, French Tony Khan.
Wherever you are.
I wonder if that the actual man one day will hear this.
R.I.P.
He probably will. Sacre Blue Chew.
Imagine if he hears that and he's just like, I'm buying your podcast.
Just so I never hear it again.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
I would love for us to be at the scrum and then French Tony shows up at one of the scrums.
What? Yeah, he should show up.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Meltzer's star ratings are out. Agree or disagree? Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, 3.5 stars. Okay.
Fine.
3.75 I would have given. I like the story. I like the match and I like the story. I thought they did a good job. Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, 2.5. LA Knight, Logan Paul, 4. Nia Bailey, 2.5. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, 3. I would not have given that a 3. Gunther, Damian Priest, 4.25. Cody Solo, 4. All right. I mean, listen, it's all your own opinion. It's subjective.
Yeah. No, for sure. You know what? I feel like lately in the last couple of years, I haven't really been agreeing with his stuff. And it's also like, it's not a barometer. That's what people think. You know, like we're like wrestling fans are like, F this guy and his dumb star rating. Yeah, no shit. You know, like I love movies. Just because I think a movie's terrible doesn't mean I don't like it. You know, like, it got an 80 on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not going to see it. Who cares?
Watch the movie. If you like it, guess what? You liked it.
Yeah.
I like a lot of crappy movies.
Yeah. Give me one crap movie that you love.
It's so.
I'm sorry to ask that. I feel like that's a tough question to really think about on the spot.
You know what? I got one. I got a great crappy movie.
Great.
Beastmaster.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, 100%.
Great crappy movie.
Yeah.
It is a terrible movie about a man that is like a Tarzan, but also like a Conan.
Yep, exactly. You nailed it.
But he talks to animals.
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
He's
My
jacked.
father loves it.
Oh yeah, same
Okay?
here.
Red Sonja.
Oh, not a great movie.
Not a great movie.
Yeah.
Very cool movie though.
Very cool movie.
Because everybody thought Arnold would be there.
Yeah. Well, he showed up for a little bit.
Yeah, but they
couldn't
thought
get the rights.
Couldn't get. I know. There's so many of those 80s and 90s crappy movies that I love.
But it doesn't matter if you like it. You like it. You ever see Maniac Cop?
No.
Maniac Cop's a terrible movie, but it's also a great effing movie.
I love all those. I love Flash Gordon. Here's another one.
Oh.
Great crappy movie.
Yeah. Flash Gordon's awesome. The Flash Gordon documentary is also awesome too. They're on. You know what I love? Amazon Prime. They have all those movies. Maniac Cop.
Oh,
like
do they
Chopping
really?
Mall. Like all that shit is on there, and it's the best.
It's all good stuff. So it's subjective. I thought the Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley match was great. I very much like that. The CM Punk stuff was very intriguing until the bracelet stuff. Did you see Orange Cassidy on Dynamite? He had like 18 friendship bracelets on.
Yeah.
Thought that was funny. Roman Reigns to appear on SmackDown. He returned at the end of SummerSlam. Who will he return with? And will we see Paul Heyman return?
Does he open the show or does he close the show?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. Well, does it really matter? Because you have two scenarios here for him. One is the Cody stuff, right? You have a Cody confrontation. You have Paul, this is going to be very interesting because look at it. Look at how many angles are around one storyline.
Yes.
You have whatever Cody's doing, Cody and Roman, Cody and whoever. You have the Bloodline Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Who is going to back Roman Reigns? Is Jay and Jimmy returning?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Paul Heyman? Is he returning? Who's the number one contender for the world title, for the WWE Championship? That's also a big question. You have so many variables from one man returning. That's great. What a great way to tell a story.
Well, Roman has a rematch, right?
I mean, technically, yeah.
If you go by that,
technically,
I
he
feel like
would have a rematch.
I also feel like that stipulation has not been mentioned in wrestling in a while. Maybe I'm wrong.
The rematch step?
Well,
Yeah,
they did away with it.
They did away with
it.
Yeah.
But that was back when Shane McMahon was still like in there, because back when they said, "Oh, we're
I didn't
changing
ask
things
him
up."
about Shane.
Yeah,
I did not ask French Tony Khan about Shane.
Oh,
he
shame.
brought it up. He
did, but I wanted some more questions. Like what did they do? Like what did they talk about?
It's always next week.
Yeah, maybe next week he could call in. I could ask what that conversation was like.
Maybe he'll call in Beyond the Bell.
Like tell me about your dad. Like did you guys talk about your dads?
Yeah, that's a good question to ask him.
One's a maniac and the other one has a maniac's mustache.
Maybe he'll call in during Beyond the Bell and ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, maybe he could call in during Beyond the Bell. You know what? He likes the fightful guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe we could ask him what he thinks of Joel.
I think he loves Joel.
How about Sean?
Love Sean.
Love Sean.
Loves everybody. Loves everybody on that show.
Hates Kate.
Yeah.
He hates Kate.
He's gonna gun for her.
Yeah.
You know what I think would be this would wrap it up.
Yeah.
Roman addresses Cody and says, "I'll deal with you later. I want my rematch, but first I gotta fix my family," and then goes after Solo and the other guys.
Sure.
But at the same time,
and where's Dwayne? That's the other question.
Where's Dwayne? Number 2. Number 3, does Solo get abandoned?
By everybody.
By Tama Tonga and Jacob and Tonga Loa.
Yeah, all good stuff. Good stuff.
People want the Usos to reunite. People want Sami Zayn to be involved. But you know what I guarantee you is going to happen? At some point within the next year, John Cena is going to get involved.
Oh, and Cena. Where the hell is Cena? He's back too. Yeah.
Because he was involved in that last match. He's got that retirement tour. I guarantee you this guy will get involved somehow. Where you imagine this like some kind of crazy tag war games feud nonsense. One side, Jimmy, Cody, Roman, John Cena,
Jay
versus the other guy.
Yeah. Okay, all right, I'm into that too. Listen, they're on a roll.
Yeah.
He has a lineup for Raw for Monday. 2 out of 3 pinfall match for the Intercontinental title. Braun Breaker defends against Sami Zayn. Number 1 contendership match for the WWE Women's Tag titles. Damage Control versus Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler.
Great.
AEW Dynamite. This was such a great match.
Oh my God. Show opened, MJF defeating Kyle Fletcher in an American title eliminator. Listen, Kyle Fletcher's putting on mass.
How tall is Kyle Fletcher?
I think
he's a tall boy.
I think he's like 6'2".
He has to be well over 6.
I want to say 6'2", 6'3".
6'4".
Yeah, tall guy.
Yeah, dude. Excuse me.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
25 years old. He's about 220 pounds.
Yeah.
He's put on some size. 6'4". This guy needs to be shot to the moon.
Yeah. Put on another 10 pounds of muscles. His promos have been great.
Dude, this guy got big. He looks good.
Yeah.
Changed the hair a little bit.
The gear looks good.
The gear looks good. Listen, I don't know how strong his promos are, really. I mean, that, and again, he's 25 years old. He's a young. He debuted in 2014. Can you believe that? This guy's been wrestling since he was 15.
Classic.
You don't get too many guys that are that height. And have that look. He's a handsome guy.
Australian.
No, he's English, isn't he?
He's Australian.
Or is he Australian?
Yeah.
No, he's Australian.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is from Sydney. Yeah, he's from Sydney.
The hint was when he yelled Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Yes, that was the hint. That is the hint.
In most of his matches.
You're absolutely right. I think he was trying to tell us something.
It'd be great if everybody did that for their home countries.
I want to do that. That's what I'm going to do for Bayside.
Bayside.
I bit my lip and now I'm bleeding.
Oh no!
I'm going to turn into Gangrel. I taste the blood. Gangrel and the Bloodline. We spoke about that on
100%. John Cena, Cody.
No, all the blood guys.
All the blood. Oh, it's just all the blood guys.
The blood guys. Dude, he's 6'4". He looked great.
Big boy.
He was great in this. Max is so good. I love this, and this was Kyle's best match. Now it's time. Have him win some goddamn matches.
Yes.
So the ending saw Don Callis came out with a screwdriver to give to Fletcher, and Kyle Fletcher essentially refused to use it.
Yeah.
When the ref was distracted, MJF hit a low blow, kangaroo kick into the brain buster. I love that he's using a brain buster as a finish.
Yes.
Very good finisher.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. After the match, we saw Ospreay was locked in his dressing room. He got out and essentially stopped the beatdown that Max was giving Kyle.
He looks so comfortable in those sweatpants whenever he runs to the ring.
Very comfy sweatpants. Very comfy. MJF would not. So here's something that happened after the match. MJF would knock Paul Turner, the referee, with the title, and then started beating up Fletcher. He was busted open. Yeah. Ospreay couldn't hit the Tiger Driver because he got interrupted.
Yeah, MJF got interrupted by Ospreay. Ospreay running down to the ring again.
He said, "I'm going to do what you refused to do," and he's doing the Tiger Driver 91.
I'm very hyped for that match. I feel like that match is going to be good. All In's going to be awesome. It's going to be like a nice big event. That's going to be cool. Mariah May defeated Viva Van. Big squash match to make Mariah look strong. May was handed a wrapped poster ringside and a picture of Toni Storm cradling her, and the other side said, "Die, Mariah, die." Toni Storm shows up, pull apart brawl. Fantastic.
That's great.
Jack Perry, Darby Allin, great. I'm excited for that match.
The Jack Perry match?
Yeah.
And Darby? Yeah. I think that'll be good. I can't wait till Shane comes out and challenges Darby. Do you think he'll be like, hey, they become like best buds? Okay. They become best buds.
Uh-huh.
And he brings Darby over for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And it was like, this is my pal Darby.
And he cough and drops onto the turkey.
And then like he's there with the family.
Yeah.
With like,
I would love it.
You know who's there.
Yeah.
And like he's like, what the hell is this? What is that thing? Where'd you find him?
You just hear a voice.
Yeah.
You just hear somebody doing an impression.
Yeah, you just hear the voice. You don't see him. He's like, what the hell? Where'd you find him? I want that. That's a great buddy cop film. Shane McMahon and Darby Allin.
Oh, yeah.
Shane's a detective. He's an LAPD detective.
It's Lethal Weapon.
Darby is some kid skateboarding, and he just happens to be wrapped up in some weird terrorism that's about to happen.
Sure.
And like he's somehow wrapped up in this, and they have to like work together to stop it.
Yeah.
Freaking great.
I'd like that. I would like a Terminator 2 vignette where Darby Allin is John Connor from Terminator 2.
Oh yeah.
And you got somebody saving him, and then somebody being the T-1000 that's after him.
Have you seen the John Connor from Terminator 2?
Oh yeah,
What he looks like
Eddie
now?
Furlong. Yeah,
Yeah. Sad story.
I know, man.
And what a good looking kid, right? Wasn't that like he had a whole career ahead of him?
Yeah, but he had one too many sips of fame.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Like it's interesting when you think about
Hollywood elitists. They poison them. Oh God, it's happening.
When you think about those child stars and what they like. Look at two perfect examples.
Yeah.
Look at Sean Astin.
Okay.
And look at Corey Feldman.
Yo, poor Corey Feldman.
The Goonies, man.
Yeah.
Like Sean Astin, great career.
Corey Feldman became a Michael Jackson.
A weird
and he just
way.
moonwalked himself out of Hollywood.
He's like,
but you know what though? They saw a lot of bad stuff. Those kids.
Yeah.
The other Corey Haim, another one.
I think he saw the worst stuff.
Corey Haim saw the worst. Yeah. There's a great story that it was. Who was the guy? I don't know. It was in 98 Degrees or LFO. He died. He had brain cancer.
Okay.
And this guy went on Stern and he told the story about how Perlman, that guy that was like the manager, he's from Bayside, by the way.
Oh,
and Jess's uncle had invested with him. He was like a local guy. And he had invested in some he essentially had a Ponzi scheme. He had like a fake private jet company and he ripped off like half the neighborhood here. Like this is before he was like
crazy.
diddling kids.
Yeah.
Okay. He had he essentially like embezzled all this money for a fake company. Rich from LFO, that's who it was.
Yeah.
This guy told a tremendous story about and this is before all this was coming out, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And this is real. Like this happened way more. My theory, this happened so much that it became a normal part of the fucked up Hollywood world.
Oh, no, 100%. I feel like at that time, it was just like...
I had to check. Someone was listening.
This is wild.
Yeah.
We got $5 here from... I want to pronounce this guy's name right.
Okay, try.
Fawaz Al-Noah.
Thank you.
You guys always brighten my week and get me in the right mood for the weekend.
Yeah.
Very
look at this. I'm going to pose down for you guys.
Look at that. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
There
it is.
A
little bit.
How are those triceps doing?
I've actually not been able to work out that much.
Really?
Yeah, I screwed up my wrist. So
doing what?
Push-ups.
Shot put.
Yeah.
Doing this shit.
I was doing the Persian clubs. My father makes me do it in the yard. Come on, what the fuck? You can't do it? When I was in Tehran, that's all we did. All day.
That's almost like the dance MG did at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. Everybody do the Alex has a good song about MG doing a dance.
Does
buddy
he?
Alex, yeah.
Katsura Shibata defeated Brian Keith. Taz removed from commentary.
Brian Keith's pants need to go up higher and higher every week.
Fred Mertzy.
He needs to do a Fred Mertz.
I like
all the way up here.
I like the look. Who's gonna join? Are they gonna get a fourth man for the learning tree?
I hope so.
The lemon tree.
The lemon tree. Yeah, I want them.
Hook returns. Great. Orange Cassidy and FTR defeated Beast Mortos, Roderick Strong, and Roosh. Cool. Camille defeated Jasmine. Camille with Mercedes defeated Jasmine Howe and Clara Carter. After the match, Tony Schiavone revealed that Tony Khan lifted the suspension against Britt Baker, and she would appear on screen, and they will be going head to head at All In.
Yeah, and then you got
the main event. Please go into it.
Bryan Danielson, Jeff Jarrett in an anything goes match with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on commentary.
Amazing.
Jeff Jarrett has redeemed himself of all of his misconduct in to the professional wrestling in life. He's so incredible. That this is a guy. It's fascinating, right? A lot of people saw him as a nepo baby.
Right, yeah.
Father was a promoter in his small town promotion. He became a star. Good wrestler, really good wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
But like the last of those guys, he's still the last outlaw. He's the last Carney. He's the last guy from that era of wrestling.
Yeah.
And
that's still active.
He goes to WWF. He gets that Double J gimmick, which is doomed, in 1994, 1995. He's not going anywhere with that.
Makes it work, though.
He leaves. Goes as the same guy in WCW, joins the Four Horsemen.
Right.
People forget that. Leaves again, goes back to WWF, becomes a whole different character, leaves there, goes to WCW, and becomes a multi-time world champion there.
Isn't that nuts?
Starts a promotion where he puts himself as the world champion. He becomes a world champion in NWA, in TNA. And people did not want to see him.
Don't forget GFW.
And then GFW. People did not care for a Jeff Jarrett match, even though he's so good. And he is in the Bullet Club. This man has achieved everything possible. And now, in the final years of his career, he has everybody wants to see him.
Yeah.
I look forward to Jeff Jarrett and that terrible music starting.
Yeah. You know what it is, man? And I think you'll agree with me. Because you don't see guys work that style. And when you see somebody work that style against this modern style, it makes you pop.
Start my day looking hard on the go. Dude, he's great, and he was in the NWO, obviously.
Big punches.
Beautiful punches.
He does like
this,
a little snap twist at the end of the punch, which I love.
And this probably was for both of them. Yeah. Probably Jeff was like, dude, before you're done, I need to wrestle the greatest, and he's like, I need to wrestle Jeff Jarrett. Fun match.
Immediate chair shot. Start off with
a guitar.
With the guitar shot.
Dragon's coming out. Brian's coming out. He gets hit with the chair in the back on the stage. They would end up brawling into the concession stands, all over the arena. At one point, Jarrett would get the figure 4 on Danielson, who was forced to use the chair to get out of it. Danielson would end up countering the stroke. He did not hit the stroke.
Yeah.
What was it? Always the stroke? What did he call it in WWE?
I can't remember.
I mean, essentially a Russian leg sweep, right? That's all it is.
Yeah.
The forward Russian leg sweep.
Forward.
And then he with a knee, Swerve Strickland would come out after the match and congratulate Danielson on the win, and he says he'll have a match next week. He stares right at Wheeler Yuta, who accepts.
So he's gonna bloody up Wheeler Yuta next week going into the thing. I was kind of half hoping where Yuta's like, nah, you're gonna wrestle Moxley.
Oh yeah. He should be coming back too. Does he have a match at Wembley?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have anything yet.
His last match was the loss of the IWGP title, right? Or did he do a tag after that with Claudio?
No, I don't think he did.
But why would it? See, here's an issue, right? You're 3 weeks out from this thing.
Yeah.
They'll probably have about 55,000 people in that building, which is remarkable. It's great. Why are you not stacking all your top guys already? We should know what these matches are, right? And you have a pretty decent card.
We got like, it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long, big card. I think those main event matches are gonna take a lot of time.
I mean, you have 7 matches already announced. You have Tony Storm and Mariah May. You have MJF, Will Ospreay, Jack Perry, Darby Allin, Mercedes Moné, Dr. Britt Baker. You have the Casino Gauntlet match for a future AEW title shot.
Maybe that's where he's at.
He's in
that.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, do you put him in there? I mean, who do you put in there?
Yeah.
You have the Patriarchy versus House of Black for the Trios titles, which is, again, a very good match. You have Swerve and Bryan Danielson. You are missing certain things here.
All these matches could easily go over half an hour. Yeah.
Where are the Bucks? Right? They got to announce that.
Bucks, Okada, Pac.
You need an Okada match.
Yeah.
There's at least 4
You
matches
need a hanger match.
That they haven't had yet.
And if Moxley is healthy, you should have him on the show.
Yeah.
And I feel like last year he got stuck. He did the Penta match, and that was a fun match, but it was like out of nowhere. There wasn't any. I don't know. They got to add a couple more here.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of these matches. If you have Okada wrestling, shouldn't you have this in place today?
Next week, I think they're going to do the real trigger pulling next week.
I guess so, but this is a touristy show.
Yeah,
like you got to travel. If they announce Kenny Omega, right? If they just happen to announce Kenny Omega, or they announce some big match, like how many people are willing to fly there last minute, right? You've passed that time frame for tickets to fly.
Okay.
So now you have to go based on local business. I just feel like you could have done a better job at telling me, hey, we're setting these up right now. We're going to announce these. We're 3 weeks out. We should have every match lined up because you need to sell people on this. This is a big gauge for you. This is a big there's a meter here as to your future of your business.
Yeah.
You should sell this as much as you can and present this as the biggest thing ever to convince a lot of people, hey, listen, I got to tune into this.
Yeah.
Not that I think they'll do well. They'll do fine. But, you don't have the CM Punk on this card. Where's Samoa Joe?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking. This is.
Well, you're probably going to get that Jericho thing with Hook and Joe and Shibata.
Listen, and I know Omega's not on this, right? And I'm just using him as an example. But you do have Moxley. You do have Okada. You do have the Bucks.
Yeah.
FTR.
Hangman.
You're probably going to get FTR in the Bucks again. Yeah. I'm assuming, but you have FTR. You have stars.
FTR Bucks ladder match
Acclaimed
would be a great addition.
Be involved in that.
The Acclaimed will be involved. I think they really need to solidify this, and I know that they will do it on TV. Yeah. They just got to do it now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just saying they gotta hurry this up a little bit. We need more of this card if you're gonna convince me long term.
Do you get Jeff Jarrett in Danielson's corner?
Yeah, I love that. He picks him up and gives him the guitar.
Yeah, it's an oddball thing.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good show. Regardless of the card, it's gonna be a good show. But there are missing pieces to it.
Rampage tonight. You got Darby Allin in action. Tomorrow, Collision. Thunder Rosa, Deonna Purrazzo, House of Black versus the Bang Bang Gang. Special guest referee Christian Cage, with the winner getting a trios title shot at All In. So there you go. That's that.
Cool.
I guess I spoiled that because I announced the match. It's either or.
Yeah, no, it's either or.
It's either or. It's either the Bang Bang Gang or House of Black. I said House of Black. Sorry. Yeah. I may have spoiled that. AEW Dynamite next week. Swerve Strickland versus Wheeler Yuta, and Okada and Claudio face to face.
Right.
That's a match they're going to set up for All In.
I don't want to see that match for All In.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't want to see that match. It is what it is. All right. I ran down that card. Do you want to do questions before we get out of here?
Let's do some questions. Guys.
All right.
Hit us up. If you want your question answered ahead of time, please super chat us in the chat room and we'll get to it immediately. If not, that's cool. And we're going to go through these right now. Let's see. We're going to scroll up a little bit. We saw some at the beginning of the show.
And you could ask me personal questions.
Very personal questions.
Very personal questions.
Very personal questions. Will MG dance? He did already.
He did already. We got him to do it at the top of the hour.
Is ROH going to True TV?
I think Tony mentioning that he is open to... Oh, yeah. Here we go. There you go. That's what I'm there for.
That's funny.
Jamie Lannister. I fucking hate the Lannisters. Smug, rich fucks.
Yeah.
Those Lannisters.
Yeah. Except for the little guy.
The little guy.
Yeah.
Well, the dad, I kind of liked him too.
Oh, what a douche.
He was very douchey.
Is Ring of Honor going to True TV?
I'm wording. Sorry.
Are you?
I would say that Tony, the language that Tony used was the first time I heard him use it, and this is something that has been suggested where to rebrand Ring of Honor under the AEW umbrella, because the AEW name is worth far more than the Ring of Honor name, obviously. But there were a lot of people that were for keeping Ring of Honor as pure as possible. That is, they wanted to keep the integrity of it.
Yeah.
However, it is an AEW show. It is produced like an AEW show. It looks like an AEW show. It's AEW talent all over that show.
Yeah.
So if you were to rebrand it as AEW Ring of Honor, and that becomes your NXT, and you put it on a product like True TV, on a, I don't know, Thursday night at 8:00, I think that's a great idea. Why not?
Yes.
Where's the harm there?
Yep.
It's on True TV. It's a secondary, third level product. You could maybe replace Rampage.
Sure.
Right? This is how I see it. If you are going to do this, right? I would take away Rampage. Either you rebrand whatever Rampage is as Ring of Honor on True. Now you just opened up that time slot on TNT for some sort of rerun that's going to do far better numbers. And that's it. And that becomes your show. You get rid of Rampage. You have that. The other thing about Rampage, it's so interesting, right? Because the way that people react about those Rampage numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, dude, what were the velocity ratings?
Right.
How about main event?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because that's all that show is.
Mm-hmm.
And from day one, they made a mistake because they tried to tell you this was not like some C show.
Right.
They used CM Punk's return to be at Rampage.
Yes.
And that set a tone that they could never commit to.
Exactly.
You can't commit to it on a 1-hour show. Turn it into Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I mean, the people freak out about these ratings. Like, I could understand. Listen, I totally understand Dynamite. I totally understand Collision at this point. But when you're talking about, it's doing poorly. What did Velocity do? What did Main Event do?
Yeah.
What did all those?
Live,
whatever the hell they were. There were so many WWE shows that nobody watched.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yep.
It's one of those. Replace it. Make it Ring of Honor.
I think so. And I think the seeds are in place to have Ring of Honor be a little better than what it has been. For example, did you know that Sammy Guevara is officially on the Ring of Honor roster?
Yeah, I saw that.
Very interesting,
Yeah.
right? Like, they're moving a couple, like, he was a pillar of AEW. They're moving a couple of these guys around.
Oh, here it is. Somebody tweeted it. I don't like dragons. I like incest.
There we go. Beautiful. This is from Paul Anthony Moss, Super Chat. Thank you, Paul. At this point in the Casino Gauntlet, is the Casino Gauntlet the most optimal spot to debut Ricochet, or would interfering in Ospreay MJF create more shock? I think he wins the Gauntlet and then interferes with Ospreay MJF, helps Ospreay win
at the end,
but then lays him out.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So then you get
Would that be terrible?
Ricochet. Yeah, I don't think it'd be bad at all.
Yeah.
Cal's family.
Yeah, you could do something. Yeah, whatever.
This is a question for me, for PMX. This is from Badger 3000. Yep. Castlevania is one of my top 5 video games of all time. Did the Grim Reaper give you a lot of trouble when you were younger? Yes. But luckily, as an adult, you get that Castlevania collection on the Switch, and you can save anywhere you want in the game.
Do you know what I've been playing?
It's the best.
On my phone? Vampire Survivors.
Oh, yeah?
Have you played it?
Is it where you just shoot vampires?
It's this. Hold on, let me show you.
Now boot it up. Put it on screen.
I'm going to boot it up. Hold on. I'm going to boot this up. Hold on.
Put it on screen. Ooh, I like that.
All right. There's a
Vampire Survivors. Let's go.
Also, yeah. It is fantastic, okay? Mm-hmm. If you guys haven't played this, so let me just do this.
Also, side note, I still play that Castlevania collection like at least once a week. It's the best.
Look at this.
I like that. That's like a nice little 8-bit.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of these.
Put it on the screen so we can watch you play. Okay. MG, put that on the big
Fantastic
screen.
Game. Fantastic.
Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivors.
I like it. This is from SkyTel Wrestling. From a friend within AEW, whom I've spoken to in the last 2 days, the belief is that the deal is done and that Ring of Honor becoming AEW Ring of Honor with a proper TV show is part of that deal. Cool.
I would say Tony very much wanted Ring of Honor or wants Ring of Honor to be bundled in something. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's streaming. I don't know if that's TV. I don't know if that makes any difference. But I look for the changes in language because they say a lot. Tony mentioning him being open to like a rebranding of like an AEW Presents Ring of Honor, AEW Ring of Honor. That is not just something that he's saying, thinking out loud. Mm-hmm. He's very reserved. If you ever notice him in these scrums and in these questions, like people are like, how come you don't ask Tony about the WBD? Because I know the answer I'm going to get. He's not going to give me an answer.
Calculated, and listen, he's been in business for a very long time. He's not just some guy off the street with a lot of money. This guy can give you a very political and informative answer, but he's going to skew it to what he wants you to hear.
Yeah. So
that's it. Let's see. This is a question for you. This is from Lo-Fi Lit. Does the WBD 9.1 billion impairment charge thing have any consequences for AEW?
This was during the earnings that this came out, mm-hmm. but essentially it says that they over evaluated the value of their television products, which But this is a company that has been in trouble from day one. They have tremendous debt that they're trying to cut down. I think it's like $36 billion worth of debt that company had. And a lot of this is merger stuff, like they merged and they acquired each other's debt. I do know that they've been very interested in Paramount, maybe merging with Paramount as well. Yeah. Paramount is now being purchased or sold off. There's a lot. Television is changing.
Yeah.
And the model that sustained television no longer works. I've said this for years. For the last 5 years, the writing has been on the wall about this. I don't think it really affects them. I think this affects WBD. I think this affects more with, great example, what happened with House of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It was an 8-episode season, not 10, and there was no big battles because of budgetary reasons.
Right.
I think television is not as impacted by this as far as like an AEW, right?
Yeah.
But you also opened up all that money for the NBA rights that they're not giving them. They most likely will get some sort of settlement because they did bid, and NBA is going to pay them to go away a little bit. I don't think this is a major consequence for AEW. Obviously, it plays a part in how much you're allocating towards these things, but I don't see it as a disaster.
No,
I see it as, well, WBD is a struggling conglomerate right now that will most likely merge with another failing television network eventually.
Another follow-up from Lo-Fi Lit, the same asker of that previous question.
Yeah.
What is Howard Stern's best guess?
Robin.
Should have won the shirt today.
Pull my finger. My wife Allison. We were in bed naked, Robin.
Your Howard's getting better.
Hey, tell him, Fred. Fla fla flu fly.
Your Howard's getting a lot better.
Who is Howard's best guess?
Yeah.
Oh, so many. Pat Cooper, one of my favorites.
Pat Cooper's fantastic.
I interviewed Pat Cooper.
Oh, did you really?
One of the greatest.
He's a vampire.
He's
straight up a vampire.
He was a vampire. Pat Cooper was great on that show. He had so many great guests on there. Oh my God. Dave Chappelle was always great when he sat in on the news. I was a dedicated Howard fan from 1996 to Artie leaving.
Interesting. Okay. You didn't really continue after that? That's like right when he moved to the new studio, right?
A couple years.
Okay.
No, I think 2009.
Okay.
Artie left in 2008, 2009. And then it was still okay, but it lost that thing.
Yeah.
Howard became a rich, wealthy man.
I mean, how horny could you maintain?
How horny can you maintain?
Because when we were kids, man, that was horny.
Dude, he was a horny, ugly man.
Yeah.
And that was his gimmick.
Yeah.
And he put it on E, and he's like, hoo, Robin, we got the Scores girls coming. Lonnie from Scores, hoo, we were at Scores last night, hoo.
They're gonna jump on the Sibian.
Hey, Robin, get on the Sibian. I almost tweeted. Somebody said something about Howard, and I almost tweeted John Alba, and I said John Alba's going to jump on the Sibian on the next Matman.
We do have one in the corner.
We do have a Sibian on the corner. Yeah.
If anybody's wondering, we were going to bust that out one night at Matman After Dark, and then we had to pull all our episodes.
Pat Cooper was great. Pat Cooper came to my station, and Chris Tobin worked out once.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Chris Tobin, one of the greatest people that I've ever met.
Very nice guy.
He was beyond instrumental in me learning about broadcasting. That man, I have some, when I write, I'm writing a cooking book. Do you know this? I'm writing Wrestling with Ingredients is happening.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And my wife and I have been writing this.
Finally.
And the story's going to be, essentially, it is a piece of food that revolves around wrestling. So
I'm gonna write a counter book to that.
I have a great story about Chris Tobin getting loaded at Hunter's christening.
Yes.
And threatening to beat my brother up.
Oh, I was there.
He wanted to take him out back. He said, I'm going to go fisticuffs with him. I'm going to take him to the back. And make him into a man.
He was hitting on my wife all night.
He was, yeah.
He got real loaded. And then he did that, man. R.I.P. How long has it been?
He passed away during the pandemic. I think 2020.
Damn, sad.
It's like December 2020. And I saw him a couple days before.
Wasn't he shoveling the sidewalk?
Yeah, that's that. Well, yeah, that's the story. I mean, that is the story.
Yeah.
Some, someone got weird. I mentioned that to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
They got like really weird. I will say, really taught me so much.
Yeah.
I've never, and he was a fucking dude.
Good guy.
He was a dude.
Yeah.
He wasn't, he was so proper, but you gave him a couple fucking drinks at press.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And the tie was like tied around his head.
Yeah, classic.
He was the fucking best. It really, broadcasting changed for me after he died. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It lost its thing for me.
Yeah.
I love doing this, but like, that's why I don't do technology. I'm not that involved with It was just like such a shock to me.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Also, I'm coming out with a counter program wrestling book myself. Yours is called Wrestling with Ingredients.
Yeah.
Mine's called Wrestling with Flavor.
Wrestling with Flavor.
I'm co-writing it with Flavor Flav.
That is great. With a big wad. Big clock.
Big clock. Mod Revolver asks, this is a super chat. SRS hinted Collision may move to Thursday. Thoughts?
I think they should.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be good for everybody, right?
Yeah.
You know what I effing realized yesterday? And listen, I may be a little slow on the uptake here. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch TNA Impact.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
It was just on yesterday. I was scrolling through Amazon Prime and it was like you can watch Impact right now, like live.
I didn't know that.
And without a subscription. I was like,
on Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime, yeah. Really
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Collision moving to Thursdays would be much better for them.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I love a Saturday night wrestling show, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also 40 years old.
Yeah.
Okay? My viewing habits, and this is something that I've been talking about for a while. The way that I see wrestling is very different than most people.
Yeah.
We are an anomaly here. Most people are not sitting at home on Saturday nights at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm 40 years old. I got 2 kids. You know what I want to do? Not go out on the weekends.
Right.
I go out all week long. I'm out every night. I'm not going out on the weekends. But most people are.
Yeah.
And most people have family functions. Most people have things. Listen, and also, this is terrible for Collision. You have WWE pay-per-views. You have UFC pay-per-views. You have boxing. It's a night to go out. You have other sporting events. It's always been a terrible night. Then moving to Thursday. College football's coming back. I think this would be great if they went to a Thursday night.
I think so, too.
It would help their travel, too.
Yeah.
It would really help their travel. Going from Wednesday and Thursday is a much easier travel than... or you could do 2 nights in the same town.
Exactly.
Or go to the next town over. Whatever that is.
I do like the idea of it being on a Thursday. I think that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
This is from Everything Pro Wrestling. I am Andrew Zarian. I hate going out on weekends.
Thank you very much.
I wonder if he's making fun of you or he's saying that he's Andrew Zarian.
No, he is Andrew Zarian.
He's Andrew Zarian. And he hates going out
and
on
he
the
is going out on weekends.
And you're Andrew Zarian.
I'm a date.
And you hate going
If I go out on the
weekends.
weekend, guess what I'm doing? What time am I going out? 11:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then we're drinking till 3:30.
And then that's it.
And then I'm done.
And then that's what's going to happen tomorrow.
And that is what it will happen tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow, what time are you starting tomorrow?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. So, yeah. Like, I'll probably be out of here at like 6.
Yeah.
Normal time.
Normal time. That's it.
And then I'll text you the next day asking you who stayed later and who got F'd up.
And it's always the same person. And it's always Coco. You know what I do, right? I'm like, all right, I'm going to go take a shower, and I never come back.
That's a good move, but
It's a
like
great
it's
move.
supposed to work.
And it doesn't work with
Right.
him. He repels it.
You need a different move.
Yeah.
You need a better move. I have to go to urgent care.
I have to go to urgent care.
Just do this. I have to go to urgent care, and then just like drive around it, so you're not really lying to them. Let's see. Karumi Noriko, I miss Collision so much now that I'm dating again. All right, you fucking show off. Somebody likes you, okay?
Face, all right.
Nice, great. You got a love life, quote unquote. Great. Cadillac Carson, can the real Andrew Zarian please stand up?
I'm not.
Wow! Oh shit, it's him. He's so gray.
He's so gray.
I feel like he's stuck on a space station that's falling towards Earth. Like it's eventually going to crash and burn, but meanwhile, he's just going to spend his time doing a wrestling podcast.
Well, that's the story of him. His spaceship landed somewhere in Michigan, and he somehow this is what he's been doing.
In case what you've been wondering what Major Tom from the song Space Oddity is up to, it's MG Geek just slowly careening towards Earth. I might as well just do a wrestling podcast.
Oh my God.
Remember how horny things became when Steph McMahon was on?
Oh yeah. He's like, hoo, Robin.
So your dad.
Oh, so your dad. Hoo.
I can't do it.
I can't believe that man used to have real like normal celebrities on. He was like, so you into anal?
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable.
Can't do that shit anymore.
I can't even call you a ma'am now.
A ma'am?
Ma'am. How do you know?
Oh, a man. Oh, I thought you said ma'am. I do find ma'am equally offensive.
Ma'am.
If you're like imagine going up to a 32-year-old woman and being like,
listen,
excuse
ma'am.
me, ma'am.
I got sir the other day. Excuse me, sir. It was some fucking kid.
Sir's okay.
I wanted to strangle
How old
him.
was the kid?
Was like 17. He was like 16 years old. Yeah, it was my son.
Sir. It is weird that they call you sir. They go like
Lord.
this.
Lord. I want to be called Lord.
Lord Z. Let's see. Paul Anthony Moss. Nowadays, we have the Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager. But back in the 90s, WWF had Wrestle Vessel. That just sounds gross. And WCW had Bruise Cruise, which sounds fun. If you could go back in time, which cruise would you go on? I would probably go on Bruise Cruise.
I would not go on either. They sound disgusting.
And you have to pick one.
I got to pick Jericho or Wrestle Vessel or Bruise Cruise?
Yeah. Wrestle Vessel just sounds gnarly. It sounds like the boat is a boner.
The Bruise Cruise by WCW, I'm just picturing
everybody from the power plant.
Like Dirty Dick Murdoch. Just loaded.
I'm picturing the Nasty Boys
oh my, the whole boat is just the Nasty Boys.
It's all the but isn't that what the Jericho Cruise is too? The Nasty Boys is everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of Nasty Boys. I guess the Wrestle Vessel.
I was never a Nasty Boys guy.
They always gross me out.
I remember there were kids in school who loved the Nasty Boys.
Why?
And I was just like, these guys are gross, man.
But they were 80s gross.
Yeah, they
were 80s bullies in high school.
Yeah.
That's exactly what every 80s bully looked like.
Nasty Boys.
Wasn't that their song?
Everything Pro Wrestling. Has TK talked to any other networks besides WBD?
No, I don't know. I have no idea. But I would imagine that if there was any kind of real serious intrigue, it would have been out by now, because a lot of the conversations stopped when the deal started getting serious because people are signing NDAs. So it would have come out. Somebody would have leaked something.
Yeah.
That Shane McMahon photo story. Did you hear how what they said happened? That somebody just came in there, barged in the room, snapped the photo, and left.
Oops. Well, Tony Khan did look surprised in that picture. He looked like he was going, what? But I feel like there's other people in the room.
You think there was somebody else?
Yeah, I think there was a couple other people.
It had to be.
Let's see. Who else got questions? You got questions? We got answers.
Let's do a couple more
real quick.
Yeah.
So I've been up all night doing this, so everyone could enjoy. But now on the Creator Studio on WWE 2K24, you can now play as Andrew, Rich, MG, myself, and Deacon. All of us, all the Matman universe are now downloadable in the Wrestler
2K24.
Creators 2024.
I look Dominican.
And
I'm not complaining.
Did you fix all our faces?
Yes, I've been working on it all thing, and I'm actually uploading MGs right now. I have to redo MGs.
Oh, I like this redo you did of me.
Thank you.
You just got to put glasses on. Give me
Where
Dudley
is
Boy.
it?
Oh,
Where
that
is
looks
it?
really good, man. Thank you.
Where
You
is
have
it?
Glasses. Andrew, I'll send you yours.
Yeah, send me mine.
That's not
sent
terrible.
Rich
Just put
to
glasses on. That's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Put the glasses on. That's great.
Awesome. This morning he was like, "Here you go," and I'm like, "That chin needs to be a lot bigger. That chin and those cheeks need to be a lot bigger, buddy."
I like the signs.
Let's do 2 more questions and get out of here.
Guys, give us your best questions. Summon all your wrestling.
Anything you want to know.
Yeah. Give us a couple of fun ones and a couple of wrestling ones. Summon it from the grundle that you possess, that each and every one of you possess, man or woman, the down below.
Yeah, the story is Jay Hauler in our chain. He goes, and then he sent it to Wrestle Talk.
Yeah.
He took the photo. He's like, you know who I need to send this to right now?
Mm-hmm. WrestleTac.
WrestleTac.
Guys, questions. Search for Mattman on 2K24. That's actually not a bad one. I played a little bit of
2K24?
Yeah.
They're so hard.
Yeah.
I can't play them.
It's the button scheme is complicated, but I really wish they went back to that AEW Fight Forever style. Have you been playing that at all with Hunter?
Yeah, I play it all the time. He loves that game. It's a nice, easy game for him.
All right. I'm going to answer this from Mark.
Okay.
We're going to answer this from Mark B. If you're Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, and Triple H gives you a tiny belt instead of the usual full-size replica,
he gave him this.
Do you take
he
that?
Did. This is the belt he gave him.
Do you take that as an insult to the size of your Val Venus? No. I'm confident in the size of my Val Venus. That would fit right over it, by the way.
Yeah. I
Let me
wonder
see that. Where'd you get that from?
WWE gave it to me.
Oh, that's beautiful. I like that.
They give it to me every time I take the kids. They give it to the kids.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We do that VIP thing.
That's really cool.
Yeah, very cool.
You can like walk around with this thing.
Yeah.
You're the wrist champion.
I'm the wrist champion. I'm the champion of the wrist. This is where I get all my powers
and then
of castigating.
Tomorrow, do that shit. Do the Roman shit.
Yo, and it's built really. It's
heavy.
actually it's heavy,
nice, yeah.
and it's literally. I think it's like $90 they sell this thing for.
Put it on your shoulder.
I'm the tiniest of champions.
Great. No, you're the tallest of champions. Oh shit! Big crossover.
I'm the king of the tiny belts.
This is. Listen, guys. Hint, and take this verbatim, please. This is a hint as to why Shane was meeting with Tony Khan.
The tiny belts.
The tiny belts over both shoulders.
Yeah. All right,
that's not true at all.
Let's do one more.
Cena versus Cody Netflix debut. Yes or no?
Dude, that'd be huge. Humongous. That'd be huge. Love it.
Who would you pick from Cadillac Carson? Who would you pick from the Muppets to face BCC in Blood and Guts? Gonzo's got to be in there.
Gonzo, Skeeter.
Gonzo, he gets injured, but he comes back as the animal
speaker. Animal. Oh, animal, definitely.
Swedish Chef. Now we put Dr. Teeth in there.
Yeah.
Dr. Teeth versus John Moxley.
The Muppets. Great.
I think we're good.
We're good. All right, boys and girls. That's it for this week. Love each and every one of you. We will see you all next week. Oh yeah, Grover also. Grover has to be in there.
But he's not a Muppet. He's a Sesame Street.
Oh yeah, Grover is a Sesame Street.
But do we get a run in from Super Grover?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There we go.
Guys, that's it for this week. We'll see you all next time on Mattman. Goodbye.
Later.